I don't think I can get anybody in the studio to agree with me, but I thought Christie's speech last night was one of the best political speeches I've ever heard.
Oh, wow.
I like him.
I wouldn't go anywhere near that.
Oh, I thought he was I thought he was off the charts last night.
I mean, I thought he was good. He was okay, but
His message
ever?
One of them, his message was right on target, I thought. It was firm yet optimistic. He didn't go after Barack Obama, which I found extraordinarily refreshing. And yet you knew exactly what he was talking about. And it was I thought deep and yet accessible. He was a guy, I thought, last night that would appeal directly to the Reagan Democrat, to somebody who just doesn't watch politics very much, and they could understand it. He voiced the direction of the country in a way that the average person could access.
Yeah,
which I thought was fantastic.
He comes off, I think, as very real. He's a good communicator. There was something weird about the speech, and I love the content of it. There was something weird about the speech where it felt like towards the end he was rushing faster and faster and faster to get
end
through
by
it.
11, end by 11,
Yeah,
end by 11.
And that's unfortunate because I think what he was saying was really powerful, and at times some of it got lost because he had to say it so fast or he was saying it so, his rapid-fire delivery, I think, hurt a little bit of the impact of it. But you're right. I mean, he really painted a great, optimistic future.
When I sat here and I listened to him last night, I actually believed when he said, I want my kids to live in a second American century. Nobody's talking like that anymore. If I may, before we go back to Chris Christie, let me share something with you that I don't think has ever been shared before. It's a letter from Neil Armstrong that I think should have been his obit, and we'll publish it today on the Blaze because it's, I don't know, about 8 pages. But it was written in summer of 2008 to a friend of mine, to their children. And they asked Neil, the parents did, would you write a letter to my children? And he did. And he talks about, you just have to read the whole thing. But he talks about what it was like in his childhood and how hard he had to work. And he talks about how he first decided that he wanted to fly test planes and how difficult that was. And then the Gemini project, et cetera, et cetera. But on the 4th page, the last 3 paragraphs, is nobody talks like this anymore. And this is what America needs to hear. Neil Armstrong. In my work, I depended on many people. In spaceflight, whether it would be a fellow crewman or a flight controller in mission control on Earth, I was often trusting that person with my life. When you depend on others, you want to be able to trust them. You'll want to know that they say what they mean and they mean what they say. And they will want to feel the same about you. Your word should always be beyond question. There is much uncertainty to life. Good health may be taken away from you without warning. Material possessions may be lost due to circumstances beyond your control. The one thing that cannot be taken from you without your consent is your character, which includes your beliefs, your ethics, and your principles. So guard them with care. They are your most valuable possessions. The 21st century has much promise. Remarkable things may be created and achieved, and each of you will have the opportunity to play a role in achieving and creating a better world. I know you will try. Good luck. I wish I had your future. Neil Armstrong. That's incredible. That's one of the most powerful 3 paragraphs I've ever read in any letter. That is so powerful. And that is the message that I think that Chris Christie was delivering last night. I wish I had your future. There is a brighter tomorrow. It's not on the path that we're currently walking down, but there is a brighter tomorrow. And all it requires is the truth and common sense. Now, I don't know anybody who could watch that last night and make that into some partisan comment, because it wasn't partisan by any stretch of the imagination. Here's a little bit of his speech last night.
Now, we believe that the majority of teachers in America know our system must be reformed to put students first so that America can compete. Now, teachers don't teach to become rich or famous. They teach because they love children. We believe.
This is so good.
We believe that we should honor and reward the good ones while doing what's best for our nation's future. Demanding accountability, demanding higher standards, and demanding the best teacher in every classroom in America. Get ready. Get ready. Here's what they believe. They believe the educational establishment will always put themselves ahead of children, that self-interest will always trump common sense. They believe in pitting unions against teachers, educators against parents, lobbyists against children. They believe in teachers' unions. We believe in teachers.
Outrageous. Outrageous. I mean, just one of the best speeches I've ever heard. And exactly right for the times, I thought. The right tone, the right tenor, the right verbiage, everything.